post like the BLM stuff and post all the stuff that I've noticed, Kanye West remarks came up recently in my world because I had in my conversation with Candace, we debated it. And what was so striking to me about that tweet, the infamous Kanye tweet, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, was how resonant it seemed to be with fans of Kanye. And whether his remarks came from a place from him of like mental illness and all that stuff, it was so disturbing. And I'm just curious, like, when you see a tweet like that and you see a response to it, like... And he also said, like, I can't be anti-Semitic because I'm also a Jew. That whole, like, sort of co-opting of Jewish identity in the fake way, the sort of Black Hebrew Israelite interpretation, where it's like they're not the real Jews, we're the real Jews. How do you experience that and interpret that in terms of feeling attacked or feeling affronted or offended?
Honestly, it doesn't really.
It doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit for me.
Yeah.
You know, I just look at it and obviously it gives a negative impact. Number one, because Kanye's Kanye. Yeah. Number two, you know, obviously I feel the Jewish community will be impacted, but it honestly makes my job way harder.
How so?
Number one, Kanye's African American, so and that whole, like you said, Jewish thing with Black Hebrew Israelites. Yeah, you know, I've been asked that question several times.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So you know, I think it just from a personal level, it makes my job harder to build bridges, you know, between the Black community and the Jewish community, because some people may look at that tweet and be like, I'm with Kanye. And
so I wanted to ask about that because, like it or not, when we criticize it, when white Jews, for lack of a better term, criticize it, it's interpreted one way.
For sure.
But you're in a unique position that you can dispel a myth and a false narrative about Jews in ways we just can't.
For sure.
I hate that that's the case, that people judge people based on optics, but do you feel you have a unique ability?
Yeah.
Even though you said it's challenging, you have a unique perspective that I can take these people head on and say, like, I can take the Kanye sympathizers head on and say, like, you have it wrong about what Jews are.
I think I do sit in a very unique position. It's not an easy one. I mean, I'm just like I tell everybody, I'm just a regular guy, but I think I can relate to so many people from different walks of life, whether they're Black, whether they're Muslim, whether they're Christian. I mean, one of my closest friends is Muslim. I mean, just to be straight up with you. And, you know, for me, I can talk to in a language that they can understand that maybe a Jewish kid from Yonkers, New York, or upstate New York cannot, you know, just being real with you. So I think I'm able to be more relatable, if I can use a correct term, than most other people can't. And same with people in the Jewish community. Like, I can relate to things they've been through that I've been through. Right. You know, so I think being in this unique position is why I think Jab is, you know, taken off, because I can bridge the gap and build those bridges that are needed to be built. You know what I mean? I think the African American and Jewish community, you know, have been needing repairs for years now. You know, and I think, you know, it's time, obviously, with October 7th happened there. I've seen many African Americans that have sided, you know, with Hamas or whatever.
Right. But what's the organization? It's Blacks for Palestine? What's the Rashida Tlaib?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's called.
What do they call it? Even the BLM, that Chicago thing with the paraglider.
I saw that. Yeah.
It's crazy. And it's just like, whether it's out of curiosity, suspicion, or whatever it is, like, you have this. Yeah. And I understood this to be this conduit to dispel something in a powerful way that. Yeah,
for sure. And when I speak to people in the African American community, I just try to be as real as I can. I'd say, you know, and I always ask questions that just are straight cut. Does innocent people deserve to die? Yes or no? Right. And, you know, they'll go on to try to put history, like, no, this is the question. Does innocent people deserve to die? Does babies deserve to die? You know, and they'll say, oh, how do you know that's factual? Like, and for me, it's interesting because I was there. I lived, 20, maybe less than 20 kilometers from Gaza. Right. So that day when it happened, I felt the bombings, you know, I felt all that. And people would always ask me, like, how are you standing up for another country? And I'm like, well, number one, I have Israeli citizenship. But number two, like, right is right and wrong is wrong. You know, and why aren't you standing up? It has nothing to do with your political view. I think that's where a lot of people got mixed up or didn't want to involve themselves. I think it was just like, listen, bro, like, what happened to George Floyd, there was a lot of people in all communities that stood up. It was wrong what happened. Regardless of your political view, that was wrong. Same thing what happened here on October 7th. 1,200 people did not deserve to die. I don't care what you say. Like, it is what it is.
This is humanity versus cruelty, not politics.
Regardless of you know what you agree with, what your political view is, that's just what I felt, and I always just try to break it down in that way. Yeah. Like, we're talking about people here.
And what's that initial reaction when you come across someone here who's an African American in the United States who's sympathetic to those causes or feeling compelled by that narrative, and they come across your viewpoint when you engage? What is it? I mean, what's
well,
what's the
I put it even more harsher. I'd be like, well, did I deserve to die? Because I could have died. Then what? Like, would you say I deserve to die? And a lot of them, feel more sympathetic, I would say, because I'm putting it in their shoes. Like, yo, you my homie, you my bro. Mm-hmm. You see me every summer. Did I deserve to die? Because I was there. I could have just been a loose end.
This is like in Philly if you're back visiting. And coming across people.
Yeah. So, a lot of people will be like, yo, it's crazy. And I always tell people, like, listen, don't watch mainstream media. Like, it's amplified. Like, I would get phone calls and, people would tell me, like, yo, you all right? You safe?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, nothing happened. Like, I'm on the beach with my feet up.
Right. Well, of course, there's always the theater of what's going on and what's going on day to day, and people get a sense. I would say, though, post-October 7th, that started the portrayal of Israel and the reality of Israel were a little closer than I was comfortable with, because like rockets were falling on a daily basis. So on the one hand, we're trying to show people how grave the situation is, but you also don't want to exaggerate what daily life is. So it became a bit more complicated because it is a war. It is going on.
For sure.
But so do you find that you make inroads of an understanding?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Because that's powerful. Sure. You're like, could I be in the...
For sure.
They're trying to kill me.
Yeah, for sure. I just kind of put it in that context of, if you were there and you were in my shoes and you were running down the street and they saw you, they wouldn't ask you what religion you believe in. Mm-hmm. They're going to kill you. Like, it's just point blank range. Mm-hmm. And I think many people, when I put it in a context that they can understand, then they become more sympathetic. Right. And I try to explain, like, they didn't just kill Jews. Like, they killed people from other religions and other ethnicities. So... I just try to keep it as real as I can as possible. Whether they accept it or not, I've got more positive feedback than negative. But and I've talked to women that were Palestinian. Some of them you can't steer, but others, I just try to, if they do stay negative, I just say, well, listen, I wish you the best. No hate in my blood towards you, but I hope you become better. That's it. And keep it that way.
All right. Well, 9/11. What's your take? Okay.
Well, my dad was in 9/11, so yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good. He didn't die. Oh. He survived. Yeah.
Oh.